Delox. For a safer hospital environment.
Thank you, Mr. Dibu. You almost said my name right. Almost. Good afternoon. We are Delox, and today we are going to talk about hospital-acquired infections. Oh, I should have the... Where? Okay, let's go on. As I was saying, we are going to talk about hospital-acquired infections, or as it is known, HAI. So, HAI is a deadly problem. Thanks to it, 1 in 3 patients in intensive care units acquire an infection during their stay. This results in 136,000 deaths per year in Europe and United States alone. However, we do know the sources of HAI. Our technology can address incomplete room disinfection and the reuse of medical devices like endoscopes. To the incomplete room disinfection, we will come back later. Let's focus on the last topic. The question is, how are they cleaned? Well, not perfectly. On one side, hospitals have sterilization, a process in which a sterilizer vaporizes a sterilizing gas in order to decontaminate 99.9999% of spores. And this reduces HAI. On the other side, we have high-level disinfection. It uses a liquid disinfectant to remove all, or at least try to remove all spores. Now, imagine that tomorrow you are going to do a colonoscopy. Which one of these do you prefer? Sterilization, right? If you're the first person in the morning, probably you will have a sterilized endoscope. But if you're not, disinfection probably. So the question is, why don't the hospitals sterilize all the endoscopes? Well, firstly, because there is no regulation that obliges to it. Second, the sterilization cycles are too long. And third, endoscopes are expensive. The hospital won't have many of them. It takes 40 minutes to disinfect, but 80 to sterilize. So if we sterilize, well, this creates a huge problem because it will reduce the utilization. But if this creates a problem, maybe we can try to find a solution. So what do we propose? How does sterilization work? In sterilization, a vaporizer vaporizes a liquid mixture of hydrogen peroxide and water. Why hydrogen peroxide? Well, hydrogen peroxide is so powerful, it can decontaminate anthrax. But back to our story. By vaporizing both, we'll have a vapor composed of water and hydrogen peroxide. But this isn't the right vapor. Water tends to get in the way. Water reduces the exposure of microorganisms to hydrogen peroxide. Thus, to maintain effectiveness, the cycle has to increase. The cycle time has to increase. Water reduces, augments the sterilization time. This is imperfect. But in imperfection, we can find room to improvement. And we improved. We created dry VHP, a technology in which nanocarriers release or vaporize hydrogen peroxide at only 60 degrees and with 4 times less water. Remember, this is just what we can do. This is what the others cannot do. We validated our technology with the key companies in the business. 60% of them replied immediately. They want to sign NDAs, and we are going to put in place co-development agreements with them. So, our product is a sterilizer linked to a hydrogen peroxide cassette. It's like an espresso machine is linked to a capsule. Our capsule, our cassette, our consumable, is in which our formulation of hydrogen peroxide is enclosed. The sterilizer is it's a simplification of the devices in the market. And this simplification will enable lower costs in consumption and in maintenance. But more importantly, we can do up to 15 cycles per day, while the others can only do 10. So the true benefit is for you. Next time that you're going to do a colonoscopy, you will have a safer sterilized endoscope. So our entire market. Per year, 190 million are spent in sterilizers. Add to this 180 million in consumables and an expected growth rate of 7.6%. This is our plan to penetrate the market. Right now, we filed a patent and we negotiated the license agreement with the faculty. We are building a prototype to do the proof of principle. The next step will be to build an industrial prototype. This will cost €500,000 for that. Next step, or the last one, to get approval by FDA 510K and the CE mark. This will cost around €1.2 million, and the time will be around a year. At the end of year 4, we launch our product. And to what price? We will sell our sterilizers at the same price as the market, the rest of the devices in the market. The cassette, however, we will charge 50% higher because, well, our technology is 50% better. Sorry, the modesty. With these values, we are going to achieve break-even at the 3rd year. On the 5th, we are expecting to have sales in the order of €52 million. To achieve that, we are going to need €2.1 million before the market entry and 1.2 after the market entry. Finally, we have a technological platform. This means that we can target other markets. Remember the room disinfection that I mentioned earlier? This is our first product after the reuse of medical devices, this sterilization that I'm talking about. We can also do the bio-decontamination of safety cabinets to have a product for electronic components manufacturing, and if we change our technology a little bit, wound healing. Let me present our team. We have combined 50 years of experience, and I only contribute with 2. Fernando Tunes is a leading researcher in redox biology. João Pires da Silva, he's a key expert in absorption materials. Letícia de Comblou is our management master student. I am Fadil Musa, I am a biochemistry master student, and a big thank you to Ana Filipa Bernard and Richard Hampson, our dearest mentors. Ladies and gentlemen, we simply deliver the right concentration of hydrogen peroxide at the right place at the right time. Thank you very much.